guys, Thomas from Team Sakurasou here, coming at you guys with another Yu-Gi-Oh! Market Watch for you guys today. And we have a lot of cards to go over that are rising. So if you guys enjoy this video, make sure to smash that like button, subscribe. Check out my sponsors. If you're buying anything on TCG Player, my affiliate link down in the description below. Tap your cards, 5% off awesome Yu-Gi-Oh! Merch using my code in the description below. Thank you, my YouTube channel members. You guys are probably going to get your first channel member only video probably tomorrow, maybe the day after, but within the week I've already got plan on what it's going to be. It's going to be an awesome longer video, so look forward to that. And we're just going to get right into this. I actually stayed up all night because my wife was sick and I was taking care of her because, you know, she was throwing up, all that. So if I'm a little tired today and I'm going a little bit, be nice on me today, at least on this market watch. Diabellstar, the Black Witch Quarter Century Rare. Now, this card has been teetering on buyout status for a while. It's just edging constantly. We have 6 listings today, but we could have 10 tomorrow, then 8. Right now, it's about 220, 225, 250. A lot of people don't want to get rid of this card because they think it could soar up even higher. This card was around 145. I told people at 170, while it's gone up, it's still worth at 170. But now we're talking basically almost a $100 increase here. About 80, now 100 over here for your quarter centuries. And the secret rares are also going up. We've got about $35 here going up to 40. When you have the other secret rare at a 3 of being wanted at 110 to 120, Diabellstar, the Black Witch, which can be a 2 of. I've seen some builds with 1, but I've seen a lot more builds with 2. Of course, this card is going to sort of match its price to at least $50. And that's something I told people when we saw wanted at 100. I'm like, yeah, Black Witches at 2025, those could easily be 35-40. And right now we're looking at 35-40. I think it could even go up all the way to 50 here. It just takes one buyout here. A lot of people are holding out to their copies as well. While we're here, I just want to check out the Snake Eye Ash here. 45 listings, $3. We could see this super, unfortunately, go to the moon if this set does not get an unlimited print. We've got Dumatif, Blessing of the Horse. I probably butchered that really badly. The quarter centuries buyout. This was like a $20 quarter century. Now it's 40, 55, 70, 90. Are people really going to pay all this crazy amount? Well, they're paying 30 or 40 for it. I think a lot of people want one copy because you could play at one copy. And the Starlight Rare was just so insanely cheap that people just had to bump it up because the secret rare in this set is actually not having the same level of success as the quarter century. I mean, we have secrets, 86 listings. They're like, can't even get to $3, right? So this secret rare doesn't even make back the pack you pull it in, much less help you with the box expense. So yeah, quarter centuries, I mean, going up, people want their one copy and thought it was too cheap. Even the ultra rares here are not much. $240, $3. If you guys are looking to get this card, I would not spend that. If you really want to get the spend 40 or the $8 on the 2 copies for the Starlight Rare before it soars up because you think it could go higher, that's a gamble. There are 2 cheaper copies at 40. But if you just want to play it safe, just get a set of these. It's the sneak peek, so it's rare. You can throw in a binder, and maybe they'll be worth something someday. Kind of like my boy Ambler Whale. This wasn't really an investment per se by me, but back when I used to be a lot more involved in the game, I used to get a bunch of sneak peek promos because they used to give it for every 5 packs. And I used to collect them, and I really liked them. And I ended up having like a ton of these. I just threw it somewhere. So this is like a weird gold mine to like stumble across. But yeah, these are solid $6 to $7. I think that's very fair for that price. Flamberg with 30 listings. That's a lot. $15 up to 16 with your gorgeous quarter century, which I pulled this actually. It's just so beautiful. $80, $90, going up to about $100 here. For your quarter century Snake Eyes. I mean, they were coming down to about 65, 70. Then now they're back right up. And that kind of brings me to my last point, which is Age of Overlord boxes are $130 right now. If you see loose packs at your Walmart, we're at the point where you might have to just grab them all while you can, not to have regret. I actually did an opening where I got about 25, 26 packs from Walmart, and it costed a little less than this actually. It's about 25 packs. And I pulled 7 ultras and 1 secret. I'm not gonna spoil the video, but it was a interesting opening. We'll say that. But Konami really needs to give this set an unlimited print. They did it for Power of the Elements, and it did take them quite a while. I believe that Darkwing Blast needed the reprint set as well, but unfortunately it didn't, and they just ended up giving us the reprints in the tins, which was fine, but we had to wait a while, and a Darkwing Blast Unlimited set would sell a lot. Even right now, Darkwing Blast Unlimited would have been pretty nice. I mean, you've got your Cartesia, that was a lot of money. These are back up to $60. That's very interesting, actually. I actually have those. You have Lubellion, which is back up. You have Fenrir's. Okay, we can't even see the actual prices here because of all the photos. I love it. But yeah, you have like 25, 28. This card still doesn't have a reprint, so don't know why they forgot that. They have Juris Format at $13 super. They have Cartesia's at about $9 here. Spellbound. Like, this set still has value here. Like, this set should have had a unlimited run. If it's looking like this after we've got the tins, I mean, even the Goaty cards are holding value here. Would have been a fantastic unlimited run. With Brandon Regain, by the way, here gaining some value at $1.50. So, hey, go through your hollow bulk. That's worth something. Mistworm, I want to go back over this because this card got bought out about a month and a half ago for Edison, and I want to go over it because nobody really looks over buyouts like a month and a half or 2 later where they really settle. That's like one thing I've noticed when I watch market watches. If they go through a buyout, if it's relevant because it's meta, they'll keep going over it. But if it's not meta or not meta for the long term, they won't go over it. Even like short term, they still might not go over it later on. But these were about $70 if you guys remember when it got bought out. $46 here, $47. Well, there's 7 listings there. But you see at the bottom page, it's still like reminiscent of that $60 mark. Yeah, especially if you put near mint on. Absolutely crazy. Your secrets have repopulated a bit. $14, $18, $20. Remember, there's no first edition of this. So, you know, you could get this card for a little cheaper. This card should have always been around $10. Secrets, I'm not surprised. And then you have your ultra rares here, which I don't even have filters on. If I put near mints, it's 8. Yeah. Still bought out. Still going crazy. I mean, you got 10 copies at $20 there, but come on now. Legendary Collection 5Ds is just that rare. The ultras from 5Ds look fantastic. If you guys don't know, ultra is one of my least favorite rarities, unless it's a special type of ultra rare. Like, I don't like ultra rares normally, but when I look at, say, Turbo Pack, it's different. When I look at 5Ds, it's much different. This card, 5Ds ultras just look absolutely fantastic. But yeah, these are still bought out. In fact, I would actually be looking at, in fact, it doesn't have it here for some odd reason. You have to go dual terminal, even though this is the fake dual terminal, in my opinion. Minnesota, you have a guy with 1,200 listings there. Way to make sure you don't kill the market there. But yeah, $2 for these. So it's worth a little bit of gas. Speaking of Edison buyouts, Colossal Fighter Ultimate Rare, 9 listings here for about $115. I remember about 3 years ago, this card was $30 to $40, and I was telling people to grab it. Maybe it was about less than 3, about 2.5 here. But because of the Edison hype, a lot of these cards have been going to the moon. But I do think that these ultis from Turbo Pack, some of them were just way too cheap, even before formats where they were used start picking up steam, because a Turbo Pack ulti is not something you see every day, much less something that was a staple for the era. So remembering this card below 60, 70 is just wild to me. But it did have a slow increase. It was 80 earlier on. Now it's about 115. I wouldn't be shocked if this card goes up to 150. If you're looking for this card and you want a nice rarity, but you're like, yeah, I'm not spending the over $100 for this, get these secret rares. They're also next in line to be bought out. We have 23 listings, which is a little too low, actually. If you go near mint, 17. Yeah, that's still pretty low. But $13 here. This card was bought out around 30 or 40 this year. And I told people, it was actually closer to 40. I said, hey, do not buy this card at $30 or $40. Just either grab a lower rarity, wait for a decent reprint, or spend some extra moolah, get the ultis for 80 at the time. These are going to go down to like 20, I thought. And 20 would have been still not good, but it would have been fair. But They're even lower at 13. I would get these while I can, even if they reprint this as a secret. It looks gorgeous because it's a 5D secret rare. I bring up prices a little more in the past because on my last video, I actually got a comment when I was talking about Sky Crisis, aka Anti-Zeus, that said this was never less than 15, much less $5. And it had quite a few upvotes. I think it had like 12 or 10 or something, maybe 11. And it's really odd to me because I cover these cards on video while they're cheap. Like, I actually have the video evidence, which sounds kind of cringe in retrospect, but by Anti-Zeus, that card was a $10 to $12 card for quite a while. There were some people even correcting him in the comment section below. I obviously showed him a link where I went through Zeus while it was cheaper. But I have to do one correction here. I did say in the video it was $5 to like $7, $8, something like that. At one point, it was only like that for about a day, and the only reason I know that is because during YCS Indy, not the regional, in December, the YCS, I believe, in November, where it was the weekend of Age of Overlord, and people were scrambling to get their cards at some weird time. That card was about $5-6 for about a day or two. And I remember picking them up because I thought, why is this card $5 or $6? When I was checking TCG Player, some other people were checking it, were wanting to get it as well. And then literally this Monday it was like $10 to $11. So it's really hard with these graphs as well to kind of show buyouts as well. And if I don't make a video while a card is cheaper for like that day or two, it's kind of hard for me to bring up that evidence. But luckily I had plenty of videos where it was like 10 or 11. So yeah. Star Eater Ultimate Rare, Judgment of the Light here. Near Manted Light plays are about $12. This is an old school ulti here. First Eds are about 12. Near Manted are about 21, going up to 100. Okay, okay. That's a little too much. I'm Gucci with my light plays here, but this is just an ulti that looks amazing. I haven't looked at this card in like over a year, and a lot of people actually, every time I see this ulti or I say it's gorgeous and the person's like, yeah, that's why I have it, I just love it. Or if I have one of these in my binders, because I actually get these because people like trading for them, people are always like, oh, it looks so gorgeous. And it, like, the demand for this is quite high, not because it's played. I haven't seen this card summoned probably since the year Judgment of the Light came out. Like, not Jules Alliance form ever past that did I ever see this card summoned. In fact, I could probably count on one hand the times this was summoned, but people just love it for the artwork. Then you have the Ghoster, which I actually have, and I actually want to get more of these. This is just such a gorgeous looking card. First Eds, 19 listings, 28, going up to about 45, 50 here. It's a gorgeous Ghost Rare to get. Man, I'm too used to saying Starlight Rare. Judgment of the Light, however, is probably one of the worst sets of Zexal. It's between this and Shadow Specters. I would probably say Shadow Specters just because it wasn't impactful for the time, and while it's aged a little better, it hasn't aged enough where I could call it confidently a good set. However, at least with Judgment of the Light, it had the Bujin support, which was good for the time. And what else did this have? I think it had maybe some hat cards. Oh, it had Encore. Encore was great. So it had the Bujin stuff for the time. Had Encore, which Encore was considered a good card back then. Encore, XYZ Encore is a card that gets bought out every year or so, but with the introduction of Pearly, it's been bought for a while. Yeah, had some of the Fire King stuff, but that really didn't do anything. Wolfbark and Rooster were the main picks of this set. And I guess Armades back when this set came out, but this set was very lackluster for the time. Dimensional Prison, these were a lot higher at one point. In fact, the graph does show this around 35, 40. They have been calming down like 23, 30, 44 for your game promo supers. I would not be shocked that this card goes back up to 50. If you want to get this card, especially if you're stupid like me and thought you had a second copy and you got rid of your second copy when it was overhyped, to someone who actually wanted to play, who wanted high rarity Edison, and then looked back and remembered, or realized, I've remembered, I only have one copy, so now if I have to run two, I have to run like the super and something else to mismatch, like me. Well, guess what? You could buy another copy for a little cheaper. Good job. Also, if you don't know, PSA, all versions of this are worth quite a bit of money. You have Maximum Gold, which you guys have bulk of this around $3. Commons are about 4, something like that. Even OTS 13. So yeah, go through your bulk here. You have free $3 commons. Gravekeeper's Commandment ulti. Now these are actually quite cheap. This card is not only, you know, Gravekeepers being a fan favorite, but this did see a lot of hype back when we had Dragoon Turbo, because they would activate Necrovalley, sit on Dragoon, and it was really good. Light Plays Unlimiteds are about less than $30. That's way cheaper than I'm used to seeing them. First sets being $45, $50 here for your Light Play Unlimited. But first, I'm used to seeing this card around first eds like 60, 70-ish. And they are around 60, 70-ish right over here. This is, I believe, this is for sure a retail ulti for Force of the Breaker, if I remember, because they had retail versus Hobby League boxes and packs back then, if I remember correctly. If don't, correct me in the comment section below. But still, it's quite cheap for a card that people want 3 of, and there's only 21 listings, so quite cheap. And then Necrovalley ultis, these are about 68, going to about 85 here, going up to about 95. The issue with Necrovalley is this card is probably the most eroded card in the game. If it's not the first, it's easily a second. It's not third, it's second or first, but I think it's first for when it comes to cards getting eroded. Because they would change the text to keep up with something in the game constantly when you compare a bunch of Necrovalleys. I think the number is like 7 or 8 times. So a lot of players want to play one of the most recent printings, which is like for example, the Dusa printing. I don't know why Konami has not reprinted this card. Seeing how it's been, I think the last reprint was Dual Saga, and Dual Saga was like 2017. We're now in 2024, so it's been a solid, you know, 6-7 years, and the card's been through multiple buyouts. They could throw this card somewhere. I mean, maybe like just Battles of Legends would have been great. Give us a secret rare of this; it would look gorgeous. And I don't think we have a secret rare Necrovalley. So hey, Battles of Legends or you know, Chapter 1 secret rare Necrovalley would be fantastic. Number 90 is bought out for the 90th time. This card is back to $65. You guys know that we're less than 2 months away from Chapter 1, right? Where this is a guaranteed reprint, and we've known this since November. Granted, I understand people want right now to play events, but most of the time I talk to people, they either regret not running something else, or it just doesn't do much for them, or they made it like once or twice. So it's like, why is this card worth this crazy amount still 1 month before it's reprint? If you have this card, go sell it off. Like 65, take that and put it into a lot better cards. Even goes up to $75 right over here. Crazy. Thrust really quickly here. Ultimate rare. If you do not have your thrusts and you're like, well, I want to get my copies soon, maybe they'll reprint in next year's tins, but maybe Photon Hypernova will be sprinkled around the reprint sets, kind of like they did a little bit with Power of the Elements, where they, you know, gave us Garura, but they gave us Sprite Blue as an ulti, stuff like that. Well, this card right now is about 90 for your ultis, 92. During the stream, it was about 90, 95, and I said, this is the time to grab them. They're a little lower right now. I would definitely grab them. Honestly, I would spend $10 more for the near mint here, but if you are on a budget and you're like, man, I'm just probably going to buy secrets, but I guess I should buy ultis because there's a small price difference. You've been watching my Mark Watch, so you understand. If the highest rarity doesn't have too much of a difference between the base rare, the lowest rarity, you should get the highest rarity, especially because you get more bang for your buck. But yeah, $90. Just get these. Just spend the 10 extra bucks. This is a really good price for ulti thrusts, by the way, which might as well look at branded fusion really quickly here, as well as just one more super I want to tell you guys. You guys know how low this listing is? 27 listings. Remember, this is a one of 4 Runick builds. I don't know if any start play 2 or 3, but almost every Runick build I've seen plays 1 Dispelling Max. $1 here, still $150, but that 27 listings kind of has me worried a bit. Ulti branded fusion, we got 33 listings at $33. That's kind of cute, actually. Even though rounded up, it's 34. Let me make the joke, guys, okay? I didn't get any sleep last night. 34 bucks here, 35. This card could go up to 50, 55. I feel like even though there are some great cards to get around 30 something dollars or less, if you end up pulling this from your OTS, I just feel like it's too low to get rid of, especially because it is a 3 of, and there's nobody with a playset on the front page. That's kind of concerning to me. Yeah, you get right over here where there's someone with 20. Okay. Well, there's OTS 22 for you. Non-aggression area. Before I get into this, thank you to the people who suggest cards in my comment section or on my community tab. If you guys don't know, usually I ask for what cards I'm going over in my community tab at least a few hours before my market watch, sometimes the day before. Sometimes I go back because people make suggestions after I make that market watch, and I'm like, well, I'll just put it on the next one. Thank you to those. You guys say good cards to go over, buyouts I haven't seen, etc., etc. So I always thank you guys so much. Never feel nervous. I don't know why I've had someone say that before. Nervous or scared to drop a card for me to go over. I always love it when you guys do that. Non-aggression area here is about near mints are about 50 cents, about $1, and this is for your Dark Revelation copies here. The reason why I'm going over this is because someone told me with transaction rollback, maybe this card can start seeing a lot of play. And this card has been in discussions here and there because it's strong, right? It's really, really strong. During your standby phase, it has to be yours. You discard a card, your opponent cannot summon during the next turn. They just can't summon. Really, really good overall as a temporary floodgate. Doesn't really hurt you. I mean, the discard could hurt a little bit, but if your opponent's not summoning anything, I mean, the discard's nothing. The only reason why this card is not broken and banned immediately is because you have to do it during your standby phase. However, it is also a normal trap card, and that is something that is quite interesting. Now, you could destroy, like if your opponent, you know, sees you use this with Trap Trick, for example, and they know that this card can only be activated during the standby phase, during their turn, if they want to pop it with something, they can be like, oh, easy, I could just destroy this card before standby phase because they cannot activate it beforehand, which is really good. So this card does have a little bit of limitations, but with rollback, it could see some more play. It's interesting at 21 listings. I mean, about $1 here. You have a lot of light plays though, like 40 listings. Yeah, not too much here. Like 37 listings, all that. It's a penny stunk I would kind of go ahead and grab. You do also have the Veronic Guardians here at about, yeah, 30 cents for first eds, about $1. Same thing here. 50 listings isn't too much for first editions here, but not bad overall. Sinful Spoils of Subversion, Snake Eye. This card is inching towards 75. You got 40, well, let's go verify. 43 going up to $52 here. So it looks like some more people listed this around. Yesterday it had less listings and the bottom page was 75. A lot of people are looking at this card because it is good. It was one of, I don't know, with the future builds, if it's going up to 2 or 3, you guys are going to have to tell me that in the comment section below. But this card always seemed better, or like really good. Like I'd run more copies, but maybe they just didn't get the cards they needed to run more copies of this card. But if you want this card, it was around $30, $35. Now they're about 43. It's not too much more, so you could get these still while you could before they go up to like 50, 60, 70, all that. Your secrets are about $6.70, well, about $8 here. I told people that 4 to 5 was too low for this because these were 4 to 5. I don't know if the graph is going to show it, but no, it doesn't want to. But going up to $10 here. So if you want your secrets and you haven't got them, well, you're paying 7s. You got your quarter century temple here. These are 45, about 50 here. It's funny because the ultra rares of these don't hold $1 yet, which is unfortunate. Well, actually, you know what? They're a little higher now, which is nice. You know, 70 cents here, dollars. You know, it could be a $2 or $3 card in the future. These were a little cheaper than 70 cents, like 50 cents. I told people this is like something you should be adding to your order just to have it. And then we have Nekroz Rituals. Someone wanted me to go over this. Great suggestion. You got Bryonics here. I do want to look at the listings. I'm not going to look at the listings for every single one of these, but I do want to do it for Bryonic. This card is short print like crazy in Secret Forces. I don't remember. Someone's going to have to remind me of the ratio, but I remember if you bought a case, you weren't guaranteed 3, which is insane. But people might want this because Duso format does extend to Secret Forces. These are about $25, $26 here. I would love playing Duso format. I would actually build every deck, including high rarity Buyout. Honestly, if you're looking at high rarity Nekroz here and you want to start off with getting the first edition Secret Bionics, it's not bad at all. Sophia's, this has low listings. If I remember correctly, this card's bad, so I don't know. But it is they haven't reprinted with oh my gosh, what is this? 8, 11, 14, 15. I don't know. Maybe Nekroz finally got rumored or have got an announcement of support, which would be very interesting to see, and really, really cool to see because I do like Nekroz. And yeah, what else was I gonna say? They do need some help. They also do need a trap card because one of the cards surges a trap, and we don't have any Nekroz traps in the game. So I feel like they plan to make with gun gear, $8. This card's always been optional though. You've got Valkyris. You never run them in current builds, but these are very cheap copies here actually. You know, $9, $6. Yeah, I would actually grab those cheaper light plays. That's very good. You have Trishula at about 10. This is again always a one of here. $10 here. At least back when we used to have it. Maybe old builds actually play too. Back when this set came out, maybe they played 2 and I'm not remembering correctly. No, because this card was way stronger. Scratch that. I do know the builds after started playing 1, like after the ban list, all that. But yeah, card 31 listings over here. This card was always like 15 and 20, so it's actually a lot lower, even with lower listings but lower price. Ultra Bionics from Dupo are 3s, which is kind of interesting actually. I actually had those in Holobulk and I never got rid of them. Good thing I didn't. Secrets, if you want to test this card as a one of, I'm telling you guys this Nekroz players right now. The ulti looks gorgeous. If you want an excuse to buy a good ulti, you've already bought it. You don't need me to tell you which one to get, right? But if you're very on the fence of trying this card out, just get the OG secret. You got first in your bit, you're not spending $2 even. That's not even a bad penny stonk either. So just get 1 copy, call it a day. You got your cycles here, which I can easily go to 2 or 3 here. Easily go to $2 or $3. And then everything else here, you know, OG secrets. That was overprint though. $1. Then you got the rare from Mega Packs, a little low on listing. Shirts are like 25 cents. Did not click you. But it's not bad overall here. Well, with that being said, guys, leave a like if you guys enjoyed. Subscribe. I will be announcing the giveaways for the Orcus return probably near the end of this week or beginning of the next week, and we will sooner rather than later not only be announcing the Tapio cards giveaway, because I will give away on not only one of my market watches, but I actually had a tier list for a Yu-Gi-Oh product, and I think I only have like 13 people entered in that video for some awesome Tapio swag merch. So if you haven't entered those, go ahead and enter those. Let me know and go over the next comment section below. Thank you, my YouTube channel members, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.